Okay, today we're going to install some wheel bands on our Model 3. These are used to protect your wheels or rims from grazing up against a curb rash. We actually took some videos a couple of days ago showing how they protect and how they stay stuck on the wheel regardless of how hard you hit the curb, so I'll drop those in a second into the video. But in the box you get an installation kit, which is some wipes for the wheel and then an application tool. And then your choice of wheel bands. So they're made up of two components. You have your track, which comes in black, grey or red. And then you have your inserts, which come in a whole bunch of colours. But we're going to use white to match the car in this case. You can choose white, grey, orange, black, red, green. I probably missed a couple, but anyway, there's 7 or 8 colour options. They're all on the website. And you can just pick and choose what you want. So we're going to start on one wheel and go over that in some detail, then we'll kind of work our way around the car a bit quicker so the video doesn't get too tedious. But with that, we'll get started on the first wheel. Alright, here we are at one of our wheels. So first thing we need to do is clean off the rim. The wheel bands will go on any of the factory Tesla wheels, Model S, X3, with the one exception of the black Onyx wheels on Model X, because they have a bit of a non-stick coating that won't work. So, and then for aftermarket wheels or third-party wheels, just anything with a bead here, which is about a 5mm bead, which I guess is a little less than 1/4 of an inch, but just something for it to stick to, obviously. But either way, with the stuff we use on our tyres, we're just going to clean the edge of the rim with one of these wipes, and that'll make sure that the 3M tape on the back of the wheel band track sticks well. Okay, just work your way around, do it a couple of times so there's no dirt left on the thing. One more time. Okay, so we're in pretty good shape there. So the first thing we're going to do is install the track. This is what it looks like. This is the black one. It has the foam tape on the back. And it has a pretty good memory effect, so it's kind of annoying to install. But what we're going to do is start applying it to the wheel, work our way around, and then at the end we need to cut it to length. So obviously this is designed for any size wheels, so these are 18s, but we'll go up to, there's enough in a box to do 4 22-inch wheels. So we kind of cut it in situ. And the best way to cut it is using some garden shears. So if you have some of these, great. If not, we'll link to these ones, but I'm sure you probably have something in your house. The thing you don't want to use are pliers or wire cutters, because they kind of spread as you cut, and then that's just going to make for a messy cut on the track. So definitely use something where you kind of got one flat piece and then one sharp blade that doesn't spread as it cuts. So a pipe cutter as well does pretty good with that. Okay. So we're going to start by finding the end. And then just start putting back some of the green film. And then to get this on the wheel, I find the best way is to kind of use your thumb and forefinger and just sort of position it on the rim using your thumb and forefinger as the guide. And then just start there and just kind of every few inches just sort of re-stick it. And we're going to go around afterwards with the application tool to make sure it's evenly stuck all the way around. So this bit is really just getting it in position. So just work your way around. It's going to fight you a little bit because it kind of wants to twist, so just sort of avoid that as best you can. And then just keep on going. Again, just using thumb and forefinger just to make sure you can feel it's nicely lined up on the edge bead of the rim or the wheel. Just bring this over here so it's not twisting so much. Obviously the first one is the most annoying because you've got more of the plastic. Alright, so when we get to the end, that's when you want to get your snippers. And just sort of eyeball it, you know, you can see where it overlaps. Because it's a two-piece system, obviously this is a track, then we have the insert. The precision on this particularly doesn't matter that much because you really won't see it once the track is in place anyway, but we obviously want to get it quite well lined up, so just sort of eyeball it and snip it. Move that out of the way for a sec. And then we're just going to push that into place. Okay, so that's step one. So now we have the track on the wheel. We're going to grab our insert. And then you want to start somewhere other than where the joint on the track is. So we're just going to start, you know, push it in there, and we'll just start a bit further around. And you can snap that in with your thumb, or you can grab the application tool, which is what we're going to do, and just use that to push it home. Okay, real simple tool, just has a little notch on the end, but what it means is you just sort of pop it in like that. And as you're doing this, obviously you're applying the even pressure to the track on the back as well, so just make sure you've got a good adhesion all the way around. Just go around a few times, make sure it's good. Alright, then we're going to get the same snips again. And this one, kind of as you kind of eyeball it, you sort of want to go maybe just a tiny bit longer than you think you need. Literally not much though, kind of a millimetre or so, because you'll be able to compress it in there and it'll look fine. So I'm going to snip it right there. Work that around. Okay, so that's one wheel done. So in terms of rules, obviously do this when the temperature is reasonable. So again, the usual kind of 70, 21 Celsius is a good temperature. And allow at least a 24-hour period before driving anywhere too far. But you know, they stick pretty instantly, so you should be fine. But obviously avoid car washes and so on for at least a few days. All right, we're going to move on to the other three wheels. We'll probably rattle through these a little bit quicker, but just to give you an idea of how to get it done. Each wheel should only take you 5 or 10 minutes tops, so it's a pretty easy job to do. Okay, here we are at the second wheel, so we're just going to do the same thing again. Again, we're going to kind of speed through these a little bit. Okay, I guess the other thing to say is if you're taking your wheels off your car for any reason, you can definitely do this on a workbench as well. Makes it a little bit easier than doing it on the car, but you definitely don't need to. But if you just happen to be rotating your summer winter tyres or something else like that, then feel free to do it on a workbench. All right, find the end. All right, same thing, just using your thumb and forefinger just to guide it onto the edge of the wheel. Just remove enough of the green tape as you need to work with it, otherwise it'll start sticking to itself. Stuff is super annoying. Okay, find your shears again. Get your insert. Again, don't forget, start at a different place to where you made the cut on the track. Grab the tool. Kind of have to keep rotating it just to stop it getting tangled up in itself. Okay. Okay, I did a better job on that one, so you can see I kind of just cut it a little bit longer and the seam is pretty much completely gone there. Okay, onto our third wheel. Should be a pro at this by now. So this wheel has a little scuff on it just here. I'll zoom in on that in post. But just wanted to kind of use this one as an example that something like that is fine. We can use the wheel bands to cover that up. If you have a scrub that kind of goes all the way through the rim, again it's fine, you just won't get much adhesion in that point, so certainly don't do the join here, for example. But also, there's a limit. If you've got more than perhaps 2 or 3 inches, 10 or 12 centimeters, then you're probably not going to be able to use a wheel band on that wheel. You need the rim to be reasonably intact. All right. Okay, thumb and forefinger. So twist this a little bit. All right, get the snips. A little bit too long. Obviously always cut longer rather than shorter because you have options when it's too long. Take another bit off. Tuck that in there. Grab the track, start a little bit further around. The end on that's a little messy, so I'm going to trim that up real quick. Okay. All right, that one's done. Onto our last wheel. Get it cleaned. I guess it's worth noting that we sell obviously the full kit, which is good for 4 22-inch, up to 4 22-inch wheels. We also sell singles as well, so if you do end up curbing a wheel or having to replace a wheel for any reason, then you can just buy the single kit. You don't have to buy a whole bunch or a whole set again. And as you can see, once you get used to doing it, it's pretty easy to do. It's not even a 5-minute job per wheel. And definitely worth it. This is our second full set of wheels on our Model 3, so didn't have wheel bands on the first time around. This time we will. Okay. Last time, so thumb and forefinger, just use that as your basic alignment on the rim. Just pull away the green film as you need to. Around. All right, I guess as you can see, that's 4 wheels done. You pretty much have enough for at least another wheel. I don't think that'll be true on a 20-inch, but certainly on the 18s. You have enough left over. Tidy up that end again. Just work it around with the tool. Okay, the snips. And there you have it, that's the 4 wheels done. And they look pretty sharp. And we also have the matching, on this one we've gone for the metallic white T logo for the hubcap, just to make everything match. Alright, thanks for watching.
Final words?
Oh, it's so hot. It's really hot.